Hey up everyone, my name is Hutch and I hope that you're doing well. For this video I wanted to build a modern house. They're my favourite to play in and I haven't built one for a while. I also wanted to build something in Oasis Springs because I've never built there. I haven't built there for a while either. Windenburg is probably my favourite world to build in, but with this being like a modern house I think it suits Oasis Springs a lot more. So yeah, I decided to build this modern house which uses get together, city living, and eco lifestyle. I forgot the name of the pack then. It's built on a 30 by 20 lot and it has 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. And yeah, I was going to say something else, but it went out of my head. But yeah, anyway, when I started building this house, I was actually building on a different lot and I ended up moving the lot to across the road. It doesn't make a difference. It's just the lighting's better here where I like finally end up building it. And I just preferred that lot in general, but of course you can just place this wherever you want. Like I said, it's on a 30 by 20 lot, so it'll fit on any 30 by 20 lot. I built this house on platforms. Initially I think I just build it as normal and then I like put platforms down instead. Which, although I like how it turned out, it was just a little bit dodgy, like the terrain was dipped in a bit. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll see me using the terrain manipulation tool to like raise and lower the terrain. And yeah, I don't know what was going on. It would just been a bit weird. I do like building with platforms, even though what I build is quite basic with them, just because I find them a little bit intimidating. There's a lot of like, how can I put it? When you're building with platforms, there's a lot of like back and forth. So you can't just put a platform against a wall, like it'll delete that wall. And then you've kind of got to like build around the platform. If you've built with them, you'll know what I mean. If you haven't, then I did a really bad job of explaining that. But yeah, they're just a bit dodgy is like the short version of that. But yeah, it all turned out all right in the end. I hope the lot is functional at least. It's not like the terrain affects anything. It was just being weird. So yeah, like I said, this build is functional. It's all been play tested, and if you want to download it, my gallery ID is SimsHutch, and that's in the description as well. So how are we all doing then? How has your week been? I've been pretty good this week, though I've been quite emotional or like sensitive of like non-things. Like a friend of mine said a nice thing to me in like a DM and it made me cry. I had like a comment on one of my posts on Instagram and just that one particular comment for some reason made me cry as well, like in a good way. It wasn't like mean or anything, but I wouldn't normally cry over somebody saying something nice to me. I'm just like, oh, thank you, and that's that. But yeah, I got a bit emotional a couple of times. I don't know what's up with me. I'm not like, I don't know. Like normally when I'm like that is because I'm like either on my period or I'm just sensitive that week. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's probably to do with the fact that like I can't really believe how nice people can be because I'm a bit of a loner. I just don't interact with other humans that much and I like it that way. I'm content being on my own and having very few friends. Yeah, I'm not really bothered about it, but I think over the last like year and a bit I've probably interacted with people a lot less, so I'm just not used to people being like nice and stuff. I don't know, like my friends are nice that I have, but you know what I mean, like we're not constantly every day being like, oh, you're stunning, you're amazing, you're so talented. Like we're not doing that constantly because we already have like an established friendship. Like we don't need to do that, or we're just not those type of people. But yeah, just having people being like really nice and saying nice things, it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to it. I don't know, let me know if you get like that where you get maybe a little bit like, I want to say touched, like do you get really like touched, but I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, since like starting my channel and Instagram, I've not really interacted with many people as much as I have to this scale before. So I think it's just that as well that makes me feel a little bit like overwhelmed with like good feelings though. Like I'm not just like, oh god, there's so many people. It's like a nice feeling. But yeah, that's my week summed up pretty much. Really, it's just been average. Been a bit emotional and sensitive. My hips are still failing me and making it so that I can't walk. But I tracked myself to a new monitor, so that's good. I've not opened it yet or set it up or like looked at it at all, but I'll let you know what I think to it if you want. Yeah, if you care about that, I don't know, but yeah. So back to this build then. For the exterior and the landscaping, I do come back to it a bit later on because I was trying to figure out what I wanted and it was taking a while to decide, so I thought I'll do the interior and then come back to it later on, maybe if I come up with something. You know when you're just sort of like staring at the build and you're a bit like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I had like some ideas, but I weren't really sure what exactly I wanted to go with. Because I wanted it to look quite like neat and manicured and not like overgrown or loads of flower beds. Because, it is Oasis Springs and I don't think that you'd have loads of flowers in this world. Well, I mean, you could, but I think for this build, with it being like modern and stuff, I prefer the modern builds that I do to like look quite like neat and tidy with the landscaping. So that's kind of the aim of the landscaping. And speaking of landscaping, I'm finally going to try and record my building tips video next week or maybe the week after. No, I'm definitely going to start recording next week. I don't know whether the video will be done by next week, but it's getting recorded at least. I've got the idea down and now I want to like structure the video. I just need to do a few things like, how can I put it? Like there's just things that I need to do. Like it needs to be more structured because of the type of video that it is. But yeah, I've been talking about it for like months now and then I'm finally getting around to doing it. But that's why I've got myself a monitor. Well, not the only reason, but to record that video, I'm going to be playing the game, recording gameplay and recording audio. I have a decent laptop, so it should be able to like handle all that at the same time, but the fan will be going quite a bit. So I'm going to set my laptop up away from my mic and just record the video like that. I hope I'm explaining that in a way that makes sense, but yeah, that's basically what I'm going to have to do to record that video. Otherwise it's just going to be the loud fan in the background and I don't want that. Sometimes it kicks up a bit when I'm recording voiceover for my speed builds, but I don't think it's like too bad, and I do try and do some like noise reduction and that after I've recorded, but I think like if you can hear it now, that's just like a basic fan because my mic's like right in front of my laptop so I can record audio and make sure that everything's normal and it's recording and stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to start recording that next week. And yeah, if you want to find out when I'm like posting that, if you put like the notification bell on or whatever, or you can just follow me on Instagram. I always post on my stories when I'm going to be uploading. So yeah, that'll be soon. It'll be coming soon, hopefully this month. So for the interior of this build, I wanted it to be quite light and neutral colours, with like pops of colour here and there. For the bedroom, I knew I wanted it to open out onto the front deck and have like a little seating area, which I think looks good, but not something that I'd have in real life, like a big glass door on the front of a house showing my bedroom off. But I think the Sims don't mind. Well, I know they don't mind because they literally don't acknowledge it. But yeah, I wanted the bedroom to be quite bright and like natural wood tones and neutral colours. I did the bathroom off camera as usual, but it is quite basic. Though I did manage to fit a shower and a bath in there. This house is intended for one Sim or two at most, and usually I only put a bath in there if there's like pets or kids living in the house, or if the house is intended for them to live in the house. But if you can fit a bath and a shower, why not have both? Though I wish there were more like bath shower combination things in the game. The ones that we have are not versatile at all. Like there's like that old fashioned looking one, and then there's like that, you'll know what I mean, like the bath and shower things. Yeah, there's like two in base game, and then there's a couple that can be packs. Like the Parenthood one's fine, but I think there should just be more base game ones, because there's that like traditional one, like I said, which it's fine, but it only really suits some builds. And then there's that like other one that's like it's got like a glass door to it, and then it's got like a tiled wall on the other side, and that I just don't like the look of it at all. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, basic bathroom. And then for the living room, I knew I wanted to use that yellow couch. It's probably my favourite settee in the game, apart from the one that came with paranormal stuff. To be fair, most of the items from Eco Lifestyle are my favourites. I really like those like side tables. I like those like pallet looking pieces of furniture where it just looks like pallets been put together, like recycled wood and stuff, or reclaimed wood put together. Yeah, really like that pack. And the fabricator stuff is really nice as well. And it's easily missed if you don't play with a sim that can fabricate furniture. If you're ever building a house with a sim on the lot and using like their funds to build the house rather than like with free build, to get the items you wouldn't normally see, you can just activate some cheats and show those items. Like if you want to place like the snow globes from City Living or those collectible My Sims trophies, because they don't show up in the catalogue, there's a few cheats that you can just use. I'm sure you're probably aware of them, but if not, I'll link them in the description. Not link them, but I'll type them in the description, and I'll type them out as you would in the game. But I use bb.showhiddenobjects and bb.showliveeditobjects. Then if you're playing with a sim on the lot, I use bb.ignoregameplayunlocksentitlement, I think is the right wording. I always mix up the words in that one. You know, when you like type in the cheat and you just keep doing it and it doesn't work and then you have to like Google it. But yeah, that's the one that kind of unlocks all the stuff that you'd normally unlock through gameplay. So say like the that laptop that's in base game that you normally unlock with the freelancer career, you just put that cheat in and then you can just place it down as normal. But yeah, I'll type those out in the description, like I said, and that way you can put down stuff that you'd normally have to do through gameplay to unlock, like all the career rewards and stuff. So yeah. And then for the kitchen, I know we're not quite onto that bit yet, but for the kitchen, I knew that I wanted, because it's quite a big room, I knew I wanted it to be like a kitchen diner type thing. I was going to separate the kitchen off like into two separate rooms, but the floor plan were a bit awkward because there's that like platform there, and then just the way that I've done the floor plan, it's a little bit awkward to like divide that room into two. So I just decided to like leave it open and stuff. And I think for like modern houses, I tend to do that quite a lot just because I like the look of that like open floor plan type thing where everything is just like opened up and it's like one big room. Which is not exclusive to like modern builds, but I tend to do that with modern builds for some reason. But yeah, for the kitchen, I were a bit kind of conflicted between using like lighter counters and like dark ones. Off camera when I were playing around with like the swatches of different cabinets and stuff, I were gonna do like black kitchen cabinets. But I decided to just keep it quite neutral and went with those like blue ones. And then the like upper cabinets, they don't match the bottom ones perfectly. They've got like a wood like top to them, but I don't like the upper cabinets that match those ones that I place. I don't know why, I just don't think they look good at all. I like them in a white swatch, but I don't know, I just don't like them, the look of them. I just think they look really like, I don't know, plasticky, I guess. I guess it's just with like the stuff that we have now with like packs, some of the items are like so detailed and they look so nice and there's like texture to them, but then the like base game stuff that obviously we got when the game first came out looks just kind of like out of place and just doesn't look right. So yeah, I don't like those upper cabinet ones, so I went for the other ones instead. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to keep it quite neutral, although I did kind of struggle with like the wallpaper and stuff because I didn't know what to put down. I didn't want just like a plain white wall, which I were going to do, and then I were struggling between whether to have that like plaster wall. And in the end, I think I'd go with those like wooden, it's like a wooden wallpaper looking thing. You'll see it at the end, I don't know what it's called, but I never used that, so I thought it looked alright when I placed it down. And I just had two different swatches of it just to like add a little bit more to the room. And then for the dining table thing, I weren't sure if that were going to be functional or not because it's kind of like pushed up into the corner. You'll see that when I place it, but like I said, it's all play tested and everything's functional. What else was I going to say? Oh, the opening out onto like the back deck sort of thing. I knew I wanted a lot of light coming into that kitchen because it is such like a big space. So I wanted like a lot of light coming through that like main part of the house. So I knew I wanted to have like a big door opening out, so I just kind of replicated what I did with like the front of the house with that like big sliding glass door thing, which I really like that door that comes in, like it comes in like different sizes. There's like bigger ones, there's like wider ones, and it's just basically like a sliding door, but I really like it. And I think it works well as like a window in a way because it's just like a glass door, but it lets in like a ton of light. So yeah, I thought that looked alright. And then went with a pool for the back garden. It's kind of like a lap pool. It's kind of wide enough that it's just like a regular pool, but that's kind of what I imagined they would have in this house for some reason. Wanted to just go with a lap pool. And yeah, for the back garden, I just wanted to keep it quite minimal and not put like a ton of stuff down because, like I said, I just wanted it to look like neat and tidy and stuff. And sometimes I think I do go a little bit overboard with like putting stuff down in gardens. Like I'll just put everything down that I can think of, loads of flower beds, loads of like planter boxes and just like ponds and just whatever it is, and do the absolute most that I can put down and put down all my ideas and stuff. But I just want to keep it quite like simple and tidy. And I think off camera I end up putting down a table because I stopped recording, and then when I was playtesting the build I thought, oh, it'd look better with like a coffee table there in the outside bit in front of that like bench that I put down. So I did that off camera just because like I thought of it right at the end after I'd done like recording and stuff. But yeah, I think that's about it for the house. Just trying to think if I covered everything that I wanted to talk about with like the build and stuff. I will say, or ask, should I say, what do you think of the new kit that was just released? The Courtyard Oasis kit, is that the name of it? I saw quite a few people that were like excited about that when it got leaked, and then they just released it. Was it yesterday they released it, or the day before? I think it was. I bought it yesterday. I bought it like, did you buy it yesterday or did I buy it the day before? I can't remember, but they've like literally just released it like proper recently. So yeah, what do you think of that? I've seen a lot of people like really into it, and I've seen some really nice builds and stuff on Instagram. I did a little one just of like a courtyard thing, just like playing around with it really. And I did upload a room to the gallery. If you've seen my post on Instagram, or if you haven't, maybe you want to like have a look at it. There's like an upstairs part of the room, but I didn't upload that bit to the gallery because you know when you upload a room to the gallery, it's so like awkward. It don't let you upload like multiple levels. You kind of have to do a ton of like tricks, I guess, to upload a room that's got like multiple like things going on. But yeah, I uploaded the downstairs thing of it to the gallery if you want to get that. But yeah, it was just to mainly show off the kit a little bit and just play around with it. But I really like it. I think it's a good kit. I think it's going to add a lot more to like other packs. I think it'll work quite well with Jungle Adventure and Island Living. And there's even items in there that you might not necessarily pair with like other packs and stuff. The couch and the chair that you get with the pack are really nice. And the details of like the windows, the doors, and there's like, I always forget what they're called. Are they called like freezers? Like that go on the outside of the house. Like, you'll know what I mean. Or maybe if you don't, then sorry, but I don't even know what I mean. But like, there's like really like detailed stuff with the pack. And yeah, I just think it looks really good. I think it's a nice addition. It's not even a pack, it's a kit, sorry. But yeah, I think it's a nice addition to the game. I have seen a few negative comments about it, but I think that's just a given whenever they release anything. I mean, the community is quite opinionated, I will say. Not in like a bad way, they're just obviously everybody's so different. So there's going to be people that don't like it, which is understandable. Same with like the Star Wars park. There's lots of people that did like it and lots of people that didn't like it. But yeah, they also released like a teaser thing, I guess, where it was like townies asking I guess you as the player, like what they want designing. You'll have probably seen the like pictures that were online and stuff. I don't follow The Sims on anything but Instagram, so everything I see, like I see it on Instagram and stuff. Or if the Sims community, like the website, the Sim community, if they like post something, I'll check on there as well. I think they also did like a live stream, but I've not seen it. I saw a few people put on the stories on Instagram that they were watching it, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know if there's I'm missing. There probably is. But yeah, there's a new game pack coming out, which obviously everybody's thinking that it's about interior design. Eyup, I'm just jumping in here while I'm editing. The Sims actually released a trailer for an upcoming game pack not long after I recorded this voiceover, so they've announced the Dream Home Decorator game pack. So if you want to see more about that, obviously you can check out the announcement and that if you haven't seen it already. I'll probably talk about it in my next video, like my reaction to it, my thoughts, but little spoiler, I'm really excited for it. So yeah, what do you think about that? Is that something that interests you? For me it is. I think it's really like a good idea. I've always wanted a pack like that for The Sims 4. When I played The Sims 3, was it Sims 3 Ambitions? Was that the name of the pack? Basically when I played The Sims 3, I had Pets, Ambitions, and Supernatural was the pack called. The one where you got like werewolves and fairies and whatever else. With Sims 3 Ambitions, you got loads of like careers, like absolutely loads. Like it weren't like get to work, it was like, well, I guess it was. But yeah, either way, there were like loads of careers, and being like, was it like an architectural designer or interior designer? I'm sure it was architect, the name of the career, but you could be like an architect, a tattooist, there was something else. There were like loads. I think there was 8 altogether. But playing the architecture one or interior designer one, that was like a lot of fun, and you got like prompts from the Sim, like you went out to their house and you like did the house or whatever, or a room. Yeah, and that was loads of fun. But that came with like a lot of careers, which I think it was an expansion pack, which is probably why. But yeah, I'm a bit like, I don't like the idea that it's just you get one career as a game pack. It's a bit, I don't know. I'm not too like keen on that, but as a whole, it does sound interesting. And hopefully, if that's what the pack is, then they pull it off in a good way and it's fun to play and stuff like that. And always I'm excited to see what the build items are going to be and what stuff you get to like build with and that. But yeah, let me know what you think of like all the latest announcements and stuff, and the latest kit as well, and of this build. And if you liked the video, please leave a like. Consider subscribing if you'd like to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.